Welcome back to the Android Guys podcast. It's your favorite audio enthusiast, Scott.
And Luke.
And today, we're diving into the world of audio gear once again, this time focusing on the products from Edifier.
Edifier is a brand that has impressed us with its audio technology for over 20 years now, and we can't wait to share our thoughts on some of its more recent products.
Whether you're looking for a powerful smart speaker for your home or the perfect headphones for your daily commute,
this episode of the Android Guys podcast on Edifier products is sure to have something for everyone. So get ready to tune in and let's get started.
Just a quick note, this episode is compiled from previously recorded podcasts for Edifier products.
Not much. You have a review today.
Yes, today is a product review for you.
Awesome. What do you got?
And the dear listener audience.
Okay.
They can enjoy this as well. I will talk to you about the Edifier MS50A.
Okay.
That's a mouthful. It is a smart speaker or a wireless speaker.
Uh-huh.
And it's also a Bluetooth speaker.
Nice.
So you can have it kind of one or the other way.
Okay.
This is a cool looking speaker. It's kind of a cross between, I think back to like 80s and 90s where you would go to like that family member who had the really nice stereo system with the nice big wood grain.
Yeah.
The design. This isn't a big speaker. This is going to be something you could put on like a tabletop or desk, and it's going to have some of that aesthetic to it, but it's also going to feel a little bit modern.
Sure. Three
3 sides of it have a wood kind of texture, and then you've got the grill on the front of it, the mesh. It is about $150.
Okay.
So this is and I'll get to this at the end, but the price point I would say is justifiable.
Okay.
It's one of those speakers where if you want multiple speakers in your home, maybe you want to pair them on a Wi-Fi, like to connect multiple, this would be a great option for that.
Nice.
This is also a nice speaker that if you just want to pair Bluetooth to, and just kind of play off of, whatever it is on your phone. The trade-off for some of that, like if you did Wi-Fi, you can play music and you just have it, like your Spotify playing off of that. Sure. Where if you did Bluetooth, if you did Spotify off of your phone, but then you opened up a YouTube video and started watching that Bluetooth audio would still.
Right.
So if you go with the Wi-Fi setting here, it gives you the ability to say, hey, I just want to play that music, and then I can use my phone to kind of do the other things that I want to do. So this gives you that flexibility so that you can do both of those things.
Nice.
It's a rectangular kind of, I don't want to say, if you think of like a large roll of paper towel kind of thing that sits on your desk, that's about the footprint that it takes up.
Okay.
It's pretty fashionable, pretty modern looking design, but it also has this kind of like, oh yeah, I remember speakers like that growing up.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing for it. Seeing it is that nice mix of, like, you can definitely tell it's a speaker when you look at it, but it doesn't look necessarily like a smart speaker. It doesn't look like, it's very common now to see some sort of little disc or circular speaker thing sitting in somebody's house, and it's like, oh, that's a smart speaker. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
This seems a little bit more substantial, almost a little bit more like a piece of furniture.
Yeah, it's something that if you have it in a room, somebody's going to notice it, but it's not flashy.
Right.
Somebody's going to look over and go, oh, dude, is that a speaker?
Yeah.
What's that sound like? It looks pretty nice. And it sounds just as nice.
Nice.
You have controls at the top of it. There's like a round, kind of like a circle disc kind of controls on there. So you've got the ability to pause and play your music, advanced tracks. And if you kind of put your finger on the perimeter and kind of like dial it clockwise or counterclockwise, that will adjust the volume on that.
Okay, nice.
It's a very nice sound for the size. And I would imagine that if you have 2 of these and you did like stereo sound or multiple throughout your house, this looks to me or feels to me like I hate to use the word budget approach, but it's a less expensive approach to say like Sonos.
Right.
It's that, at $150, I could have 3 or 4 of these in my house.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have guests over, or if I just want to have like some kind of like chill down tempo music playing over the weekend and I'm cleaning the house, going from room to room, that sound will be
right
everywhere I go.
Right.
I tried different genre of music, audiobooks, podcasts, and I've done classical music, progressive, like Pink Floyd,
mm-hmm.
EDM, all kinds of different styles, and I found that generally speaking, they all sound really nice.
Okay.
The lows are pretty substantial, but not overpowering.
Nice.
Once in a while, I noticed that music might sound crowded, I guess, if that's a way to describe it. Sometimes you might feel like things are just kind of
getting a little muddy.
Yeah. But that was so few and far between.
Sure.
And I can't point to a particular volume level or anything that does that. And I think that comes down to engineering, the sound, and it might have even been the music sources. That really it's how it's created. So I like this speaker quite a bit. I prefer Google Assistant.
Mm-hmm.
This has Alexa capability on it.
Okay.
But it doesn't have a microphone, and it doesn't have the ability to ask it to do Alexa things.
Okay.
You can play music through it. So ask Alexa, play such and such from your phone or the app or from another speaker, another device. You can do that. You
can say play on Edifier speaker.
Yes. Sure. So that is for me a feature that I don't necessarily use. I like I said, Google Assistant in my home.
Mm-hmm.
Alexa is one of those things where I'm all in on one ecosystem.
Right.
So I tend to not care whether or not it has it on it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a feature that's being unused in my home.
Right.
However, for somebody who has that ecosystem and has like Echo Dots and displays and things throughout the home, this is a really cool speaker to kind of add to that.
Sure.
And it's its own design and aesthetic, but it doesn't. It kind of matches some of the other stuff that you see from other manufacturers doing.
Sure.
So I like switching back and forth between the Wi-Fi mode and the Bluetooth mode, depending on what I'm doing. But I would say generally, sound-wise, feature-wise, it's right in line with what my expectations were.
Nice.
Nothing that stuck out and said, wow, that's really good.
Sure.
Or, that kind of troubles me.
Sure.
Something like that. But I would say, when I scored it, I gave it 4s all the way across the board, except for build quality. I actually gave it a 4.5.
Okay.
Because that's, to me, the only thing that really stuck out is it's a nice intentional design. And like I said, somebody's going to notice it. You may have a conversation about it, and it might lead to a conversation about music or a book you've been listening to. It's that kind of a piece. But other than that, price-wise, warranty, sound, setup, all that stuff is just good. I mean, it's 4 out of 5. So total, this comes in at like a 4.1 rating. So that pushes it, on the way from good into really great stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Edifier is a brand that I've had a chance to kind of see personally. I think a couple of years ago, I got to review some of their bookshelf speakers.
Yeah.
And I think we've had some earbuds come through here. A couple of guys have maybe reviewed those. So that's a brand that I'm always interested in.
Yeah.
I don't see something from them and think, I don't know if I want to mess with that or check it out. But I'm always kind of like, yeah, that sounds interesting. I'll definitely take a look at that. So yeah, this is the MS as in, I don't know, what do you want to put initials so people?
Much Sam.
Much Sam 50A
Apple.
Much Sam Apple. That's the Edifier MS50A.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you. Your turn.
Okay.
To share in a review.
Okay.
Do you have anything you could talk about?
I do. I have some headphones.
Okay.
We got the opportunity to review these earbuds from Edifier.
Mm-hmm.
We've done a couple other things with Edifier. These,
I did a speaker not long ago.
Yeah. These are their new W240 TN. Okay. It's earbud style. These have active noise canceling. These things are great. Yeah. We've seen a lot of headphones and earbuds and stuff come through here. But these are really quality for kind of the niche that they fit in the price point. So these have Bluetooth 5.3 and a charging case, all of the normal things that you'll have in the headphones. The active noise canceling. It's got a charging case. It's I want to say it's a 20.
Looking for battery?
No, the driver size. I want to say it was like a 20.
Oh, let's see.
Millimeter driver. Maybe not.
I'll pull it up while you're talking here.
But so they have water resistance. They are very comfortable.
Okay.
It has a couple different ear tips that it comes with, depending on your ear size. But they are the ones we got are the white. They have a white and a black. But it's like a white ear tip with white shell, and then the outside is like a silver or metallic looking circle.
Oh yeah.
But it's not a tap control; it's an actual push button, which is really nice because you actually have some response.
Yeah.
You can feel when you're actually pausing something, or answering a call, or if you're double click to change a track. A lot of companies have moved towards that touch feel.
Yeah, I'm not really sold on that.
Yeah, because I feel like the touch is hit or miss.
Yeah.
Some companies do it really well. But other companies, it's am I tapping on the earbud? Am I tapping on the stem if there's a stem? Where exactly am I tapping? These have an actual tactile button. Yeah. Which is a really nice it was a nice surprise. The other thing about these is you can wear one at a time if you want. Yeah. And you don't have to, some earbuds that we've used, you have to have both in. Right. All or nothing. To function. This one's nice because you can pop in either left or right, whatever you want, and listen, but still have, outside. If you're, just listening while you're working or something, you can still hear if somebody's trying to ask you a question or something like that. The active noise canceling is fantastic. I used these when I was mowing, and it cut out all of the mower noise, which was really nice because it's that's for me. I think that's kind of been my go-to test.
Dude, I was going to say the headphones. Exact same thing.
Is if I can mow with them, they're doing a good job.
Yeah, I usually will test whether or not I have to turn them all the way up. Right. On the mower. Right. And then does the noise cancellation. Yeah. It makes a big difference. Yep. Some of those. Yep. So I did look it up while you were talking. It's two drivers. One is a 10 millimeter and the other is a 6 millimeter. Okay. So you get 16 total. Yeah. But yeah, these sound great. They're nice and robust sounding. They're not the most dynamic that we've heard before. There is a little bit of kind of muddiness in the middle of the frequencies, but the highs are there, the lows are there. I would like maybe just a little bit more clarity if I was being really nitpicky, but for listening to a podcast or something,
going to be no problem at all. Music sounds good. It doesn't sound terrible. It's just when you've heard better, you know what you're missing. But these sound fantastic. And they super fast pair out of the box. And then whenever you're taking them out of the case, once you have them saved in your phone for profile, they pair really quick.
Okay.
Battery
water resistant?
They are water resistant. I want to say it's IP55. They have a 7-hour battery life for active noise canceling.
Okay.
And then it's a charging case, so you have a couple more charges in there. Get you another 14 hours.
Okay.
I want to say.
And then more if you're not.
And then if you're not using the active noise canceling, obviously you have a little bit more.
Sure.
But yeah, these are really nice. And then price point wise, they come in.
Let's take a look.
Right at I want to say.
Do they have the shop? Yep. Okay, so these are the 240s.
Mm-hmm.
Let's learn more.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
$79.99.
Okay.
So I wouldn't have blinked if it was $120.
I was gonna
price point.
Yeah, I was expecting to see $99 to $130.
Yeah. But for $80, these are a really kind of a no-brainer if you're thinking of like, hey, I need some new headphones. Active noise canceling might be a nice thing to add. These are great for them, and they're really good build quality. Like I said, we've had experience with Edifier in the past.
Yeah.
It's a good quality product. USB-C charging.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's easy.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they're also available in black, and then I think on the one page it showed them even with a blue.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's powder blue or what that is, but those are nice.
Yeah, it might be like a limited edition color.
That's pretty cool. So those are the W240TN.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly what those numbers signify in relation to the headphones themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're great for a little earbud with active noise canceling. Fantastic. I rated them a 4.1.
Okay.
The only thing I think that stuck out to me, I mean, it's pretty much 4 across the board.
Mm-hmm.
The feature wise, just the fact that you can have one in, one out with the active noise canceling and the ability for the charging case. It just, they hit all the
tick all the boxes.
Tick all the boxes for me.
Okay.
But yeah, that's you can get them from Edifier or I believe on Amazon, I think.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, that is the W240TN.
All right, thanks, man.
No problem.
We received 3 products from a brand.
Yes.
And you took 2 of them home.
Yep.
I took 1 of them. So we don't know what each of us thinks about these.
No.
We didn't do any type of like spoiler alert. Hey, I'm going to say this. This is what I found.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a brand that we've reviewed before.
Yes.
Different kinds of products, some speakers, some headphones.
Right.
I think maybe some earbuds.
Yep.
So it's Edifier.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about, I did some headphones,
Mm-hmm.
wireless headphones. And what did you have?
I had a pair of earbuds, and then I also had some desktop speakers.
Okay. And yours kind of leaned into gaming, right?
Yeah, they were more gaming focused.
Okay. So mine is more everyman.
Yeah.
Maybe a very specific type of everyman.
Ooh, feel like you're leading.
So not everyman, I guess.
It's
singular man. I don't know what is the opposite of everyman. These are designed for nobody. No,
nope.
That's not the copy they want me to read.
That's the wrong thing.
No, these are the Edifier. Well, do you want to go first, or do you want?
No, you go ahead.
All right, give me just a second. How about you go first with one of yours?
Okay,
and then I'll be the burger to the bun.
All right.
So start us off with. Tell me about the the speakers.
The speakers. All right. So I got the Edifier G2000 gaming speakers. These are a desktop speaker set. There's just 2 speakers, no subwoofer or anything like that. But these are gaming speakers. And they definitely look like they would fit on a gamer's desk. Mostly because of the fact that they include a little bit of RGB lighting.
Okay.
They're designed, they're very cool looking, very sleek, small. They got a little bit of an angle tilt on them so that they're pointing kind of more up to you if they were sitting down on your desk. So something that you would put maybe like on each side of a monitor.
Yeah.
And they would point right at you.
So they look to me, at least in the photos, almost like a hexagon that might be just kind of pulled a little bit.
Yeah.
Little taller.
Sure.
Hexagon.
Yep.
And then from the photos, I could see what I'm assuming are the RGB lights kind of flank the sides.
Yeah. So the lighting is actually kind of interesting. There is a strip on either side of each speaker.
Okay.
And then there's a panel on the back of the speaker, a light panel.
Oh, okay.
And so if you have these on your desk and your desk is up against the wall, the light will actually project a little bit like onto your wall.
Like
and
a soft glow on the wall.
Give you a little bit of a color wash.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's a really interesting design, really cool design. I got the black ones. They come in a pink, a red color, and also white.
Okay.
The RGB is more of like a kind of soft, I don't want to say pastel color, but kind of that kind of color. It'll do blue, green, red, orange, and like a yellowish.
Yeah, it says 12 colors on the website, I think, or on Amazon.
Okay.
But the pictures, the things that I'm seeing kind of remind me of like, I would almost say like Monument Valley kind of color palette.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're not like, maybe not full color RGB weight. So the blue isn't like dark blue, true blue. It's kind of like a lighter, softer blue.
Okay.
Anyway, these are very cool. They sound really good. These have the ability to be used in a multiple of inputs. They are Bluetooth, so you can hook them Bluetooth to your computer or to your phone or a tablet.
Okay.
You can go USB. You can go aux in. So there's multiple ways to connect to these. There are different sound modes too. So there is a gaming mode, but then there is also a movie mode and just a regular kind of computer mode, speaker mode.
Okay.
And the different modes have a different EQ kind of setting. So the gaming mode will be a little bit heavier on maybe some mids and some like it gives you some of that boom, but it's not quite as deep of bass as what the movie might have.
Okay.
There is a music mode too. So if you're just like listening to, YouTube music or Spotify or something on your computer or on your phone.
Is that more just generally balanced?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they all are pretty close to each other, but there are noticeable differences as you cycle through. There is a toggle switch on the side of one of the speakers that lets you control that inputs that listening EQ setting. It also is a button to toggle your sound up and down. You also can control your sound if you're connected through Bluetooth from your computer or from your phone volume, something like that. The side button is also where you control your light settings. So this will do just a solid color. It'll do a breathing. It will cycle the colors, kind of just an RGB cycle. It will do a pulse. So there's a couple different light modes too. And then also in that is the ability to power the speakers on and off.
Okay.
So they do have to be plugged in. There's no battery to them or anything like that. So you will plug them in. And they are connected together. So the speakers, they're not like satellite speakers where you would set them on your desk wirelessly or anything like that. So there will be a cord running, at least from the power. Now you can be true wireless with whatever you're connected to through Bluetooth if you want. Right. But you will still have a wire for power. But yeah, these things are really great. I really like the form factor of them. They were super easy to set up. I did have a little bit of a problem with the aux in. Okay. Trying to go from my laptop with an aux cable in. It wasn't giving me a full control of it. And it was being a little selective. It could have been just my computer settings. Ultimately, I switched to Bluetooth, and I've been using them ever since on my computer, and they're great. I really like them. I like the light on the back side that washes onto the wall. I thought that was a really nice touch. Not something that I would have thought of. Normally with an RGB peripheral, you see the RGB. Right. And this is more, is less obtrusive.
Kind of casts it behind it.
Right. Okay. So it gives you kind of that feeling without, a light blinking in your face. Yeah. Because the most important thing on these is the sound coming at you versus the light coming at you.
So these are about $84. I'm looking on Amazon.
Yep.
Would you recommend them for that price?
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely think they are worth the price there. And then I have another product, but before I get into that, tell us about your headphones.
My turn. I'm going to talk about the WH500. Okay. These are wireless on-ear headphones. So on-ear means they're not going to completely envelop. Sure. They don't have like a ring that will rim your ear or wrap over your ear. They just kind of sit on them. Yep. These are they're foldable so that you can kind of like fold the cups under. And then they kind of swivel. So if you have them around your neck, you can kind of like swivel the cups out so you can wear them. Sure. These are very lightweight headphones. Yeah. They come in a couple of color options. I checked out the black, and they have like a neon green accent color along the ear, like the headband just above the ear. And then on the inside of the ear, the cushion is also like this neon green. Okay. You don't see it when you're wearing it, obviously. Sure. But other than that, that's the black and green. And then there's also blue with white accent. And then there's white with like what I'm assuming is maybe like an orange, soft orange. Okay. So I've checked out a number of Edifier products over the years. Yeah. And I always love them. I always look at them and go, ooh, that's built really nice. Sure. That's got solid quality. That feels nice. This was the first product that I took out of the box and thought, oh no. I don't know if these are going to be very good. Okay. They're so light. Yeah. And I think it comes down to the materials that they use. Okay. They're only $50. Right. So you start to think, what concessions, what am I giving up? What corners are going to be cut for some wireless headphones? Sure. The headphones have on the surface all outward appearances. I look at it and go, I don't know if that's an Edifier product. But everything else tells me it's an Edifier product. Okay. Quality. Yeah. Comfort. Yeah. The controls with the sound, with the app, things like that. Battery life. All pleasantly surprised. Yeah. And then, of course, just the audio quality of the sound. I felt the cushion. They don't have like a memory foam or anything like that. You just kind of look at them, and when you push in on it, you kind of look at it and go, oh, yeah, man, I don't know. These don't look premium, but they're not trying to sell it as a premium. Yeah. Looking at the color scheme, looking at the price and the features, these are people who, I think they're going to target these two people who value the ability to just listen to music whenever they want without having to worry about battery.
Okay.
Without having to worry about, high-end audio.
Mm-hmm.
They just want good music with a thing that they don't have to worry about charging very often.
Okay.
So you're going to get about 40 hours of playtime out of these.
Wow.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, for that price, that is a very generous battery.
Yeah.
These have a USB-C charge, and according to them, a 10-minute charge on that will give you about 6 hours of playback.
Wow.
So if you're heading out for the day and you're thinking, what am I packing? What am I taking with me? Oh, man, I forgot. I'm going to need my headphones. I haven't charged these things. First of all, they're probably going to have some charge left over.
Sure.
But if while you're gathering your stuff or while you're eating breakfast, brushing your teeth, doing whatever, 10 minutes on the charge, you're going to be good for 6 hours. So you should be good for that day.
Yeah.
It's Bluetooth 5.2. You put them on, they're very comfortable.
Yeah.
They're very light. You hardly feel they're there. When you kind of hold them and twist them and do whatever with them, they feel like, I hate to say the word, cheap.
Sure.
But they don't feel ultra solid. They don't feel like, oh, never mind that.
Right.
So when it comes to build quality, that's probably the only, flaw, I would say. And I would just say it's the distinction of, here's where I think the price comes in. But when you listen to them, they sound amazing.
Yeah.
You put them on. I used to be under the impression that you had to have an over-ear headphone to truly kind of like lock that sound in.
Yeah.
And I learned along the way that on-ear can do that just as well. These do a very good job of kind of kissing your ear and folding and kind of meeting it everywhere and not giving too much pass-through of ambient sound.
Oh, nice.
You don't have to really mess with anything. You just play your music, and I think you'll find that it's very balanced.
Nice.
I tried a bunch of different music and podcasts, audiobooks, all the different stuff that I normally listen to, and I found that it was like, I read this thing wrong. I judged the book by its cover.
Sure.
So I would say if you happen to pick up a pair of these or somebody's got one and, you're like, oh, these obviously, they don't feel like they're going to be good. They are.
Nice.
I would say everything else is worthy of the Edifier name.
Nice.
And I would think that, somebody like my son, he's 19 and he just wants some headphones that he could just kind of throw on whenever he wants. If he stays the night at his buddy's house or plays games on his phone or happens to travel, they're really lightweight. I might like to see a travel pouch with them, like just a little sleeve, little bag or something you could cinch up. But I mean, I get it for $50.
Right.
You start to ask for quite a bit at that price. You're kind of silly.
Sure.
So I would definitely recommend these. These are the WH500. Again, the black with the neon green. The accents I don't think are going to matter much.
Sure. So
you would choose between like a white, black, or what I would say is maybe like a baby blue or powder blue option. But they're $50. You can find them on Amazon right now. And I would say that, put them on, listen to them. They sound great. Install the app, play with some of the EQ settings. You can really, I think, surprise yourself with what you can get for it.
Nice.
So, yep, that's that. So back over to you.
Yeah.
These are Edifier, but it's kind of like
are they though?
It's like a sub brand.
Yeah. So these are the most un-Edifier looking earbuds I could have imagined from Edifier.
Yeah.
So this it looks like a sub brand they have called Hecate.
Yeah, it looks like Hecate.
Yeah, Hecate.
Which some very quick Googling tells us she was a goddess.
Yeah, of magic and other maybe not great things.
The night, light, ghosts,
necromancy,
witchcraft.
Yeah. So, anyway, these are gaming earbuds.
These don't look spooky.
They do not look spooky. They look futuristic. They are definitely maybe cyberpunk influenced.
Yeah.
they're great. They're phenomenal earbuds. They give you everything you expect from Edifier. They are comfortable. They sound fantastic. They have good battery life. Since they're gaming, they have 60 millisecond ultra low latency. So you're going to not have any kind of lag or anything like that. They hit all the check marks. You know, they're these right now, price wise, are anywhere from $130 to $150, kind of depending on where you check. But I love these things. I when I first saw them, the carrying case is kind of like this metallic gray, and then it kind of opens with like Lambo doors.
Yeah.
And then you pull out these little earbuds that are kind of a little trapezoid kind of design. They fit in your ear very snug. They're comfortable and they're really light. So in extended listens, because that's, headphones, we've seen so many different designs, so many different sizes, all these different things. What it really comes down to is they have a battery life. And okay, if it's a good battery life, these ones, let's see here. What is the battery life on these?
While you look that up, I will also point out I'm looking at Amazon. And as of today, they normally list for $145 or $149. You can add a 30% coupon. So doing a quick math here, when you get to the shopping cart, you're looking at about $105.
Okay.
Through Amazon as of today. That may be subject to change. So that may color or inform your decision making if you're listening to this, wondering, yeah, these sound great, but I don't know about that $120, $150 price. You can get them for $105. Luke, you're going to twist their arm a little bit and tell them whether or not it's worth any of that.
I think it absolutely is. So these they will give you total playback with noise cancellation off, obviously, because noise cancellation will play into that a little bit. Up to 26 hours, you can get a 2-hour charge in 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to last a long time. They pair with the Edifier Connect app. And it's interesting if you've ever messed with that app before. It looks very much like any kind of other sound mixing app that you have with headphones. When you pair the GX07s, you get this kind of reskin that looks a little bit more cyberpunk and a little bit more gamified. So even the app looks a little cooler.
I was going to say that the screenshot that I'm looking at reminded me of the Edifier app.
Right.
But it seems to have like its own, it looks like the UI of like maybe the Millennium Falcon. Or something that would
definitely
be. Okay.
But so yeah, it has active noise canceling. There is ambient mode. If you so you can make sure you can hear the call for the train stop or anything around you. If you're waiting for somebody to, you can hear somebody call your name if you're waiting for an order or something like that. Like I said, these are very comfortable to wear. I didn't notice any kind of ear fatigue in the physicality of them. And they sound great because with that Edifier Connect app, you can really control the sound you're getting.
So design-wise, a lot of the earbuds come down to either their little beans, or they've got that kind of like hair dryer
stem kind of thing.
Yeah, like a Q-tip design. This is a little different. I would say it leans a little bit more towards that stem, but it's got a different kind of feel to it. It's kind of angular and more in line with the carrying case.
Yeah.
It feels like the whole brand is like a whole thing.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of robotic, cyberpunk, maybe transformer-y.
Yeah.
It's definitely looks like something you would see from a gamer.
But they're not heavy though.
Not heavy at all. They're very light. And these are also IP54 rated.
Okay.
So any kind of dust and some water like splashes, it's not something you're going to take into the pool. Not something you're going to be able to like run under the tap if you get something on them to wash them off. But if you're outside and, it starts raining or something like that, you're going to be fine. But yeah, these kind of tick all the boxes for me. And they also have a little bit of RGB lighting too, to kind of tie in with that gamer theme.
Okay.
The case has some RGB lighting, and then on each of the earbuds, there is a little LED light strip that will light up different colors too.
That was my question. I see it in the photo, but I didn't know if that was just a part of the paint or the design.
Nope, those are actual lights. So they come in two colors. They come in kind of this metallic grayish color, and then they come in kind of this bright yellow,
bumblebee yellow
with some red accents on them.
Okay.
But yeah, these I mean, it was Edifier, so I knew that their sound quality was going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And it definitely delivered on that. I was worried about the design and it feeling a little gimmicky, but
right.
I mean, they're honestly probably some of the most comfortable earbuds I've worn.
Well, and the whole case itself also goes in its own protective.
Yeah, it comes with this little kind of snap
like a
faux leather sleeve where you can put the carrying case in. But even without that, the case fits in your pocket, kind of no problem. And it's definitely one of those kind of statement pieces too. If you have this sitting on your desk, if you open these out in public, people are going to go, what are those?
Yeah. Even the case or the earbuds. I mean, they just kind of they're distinct.
Yep.
And they're the kind of thing that, we see a lot of earbuds here, a lot of headphones, and there's sometimes where they're just so boring and utilitarian.
Right.
And then there's this idea of, for us, we've kind of hit upon where I've got a nephew or a cousin that, I know they're into games or music, and I want to get them some earbuds, but I don't know. Like, these are kind of those gift ideas for somebody who has it all.
Sure.
Or somebody who is into, aesthetics a little bit, or likes to talk about things or have cool, interesting things
definitely
on them. People with flair.
Right.
So
yeah,
these definitely lean into that. I'm looking at some of these photos, and I'm getting a distinct look from it.
Yeah, they definitely have a look.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's them. Those are the Hecate or Hecate by Edifier. The GX07 is the model. And yeah, they kind of have everything that you would want, kind of right in line with the price that you would expect from earbuds like that.
So if you can get them discounted at about $105, would you say?
A no-brainer.
No-brainer.
If you're okay with a look that stands out, that's the key, because they do look different than most earbuds.
Cool. Well, thanks, Luke.
No problem.
Wait.
Thank you.
Okay, now it's time to thank me.
Yeah.
All right, well done. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast.
Thanks for listening.
We appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feedback, concerns, comments, anything, shoot us an email at podcast@AndroidGuys.com. We'd love to hear from you one way or the other. Luke, if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at Luke Gaul, Gaul.
And I'm on Instagram at Scott Webster and Twitter as SWebster77. Until next time, thanks for listening.
See ya.